got stories that never go stale. With the champs, the underdogs, the dreamers too. He's walking and talking just for you. Walking with Franco, stories unfold. Wrestling hearts in a ring of gold. Walking with Franco, legends alive. Every step's a suplex in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Talking with Franco. And today we have a legend of Northern Ireland wrestling. He is none other than the founder and now co-owner of Titanic Wrestling, Mr. JDP.
Hello, good to be here. How you doing?
I'm very well today. Thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to come and have a talk with Franco.
Busy schedule?
Busy schedule. I know how you feel. So, for anyone who's listening who doesn't know JDP, would you please introduce yourself?
Well, I'm JDP. I'm somewhat of a wrestler, and I've been doing it a very long time. I'm somewhat of a coach, and I've been doing it a very long time. And I'm somewhat of a promoter, and I've been doing it a very long time.
So, what's your first or earliest memories of wrestling, and how did you get into wrestling?
So, in 1990, I was a young 4-year-old, and somebody handed me a videotape. It might have been 5 actually, because it was near Christmas, so it was 5. And someone handed me a videotape, and it was of Survivor Series, 1990.
Yep.
Which incidentally is Undertaker's debut.
I remember it well.
So I think it was one of the only Survivor Series that had an end match. So it had 4-on-4s, and then the survivors, like an ultimate survivor match.
Yep.
Where there was a big match at the end. And yeah, I watched it, and I was like, first of all, the big egg, like, that was amazing.
Yep.
Now it's ridiculous, but then when I was a child, it was the best thing ever. And the gobbledygooker jumped out of it. But yeah, Undertaker, obviously, like, the way Rowdy Piper put him over in commentary still rings in my ears today. Of when he came down to the ring, like, he's like, I think he says, "Look at the size of that ham hock."
Yep.
And this is the way he says it. And then just all the characters and whatnot, and then I was just hooked from then.
It's like I've heard Undertaker talk in the past about when he was signed for WWE, and I was watching the product, and I seen the egg, and I was like, "That's going to be me. That's going to be me." And Vince McMahon rings him and goes, "Is that the Undertaker?" And he goes, "Well, it's not the Eggman."
Exactly. Anything's better than Mr. Eggman.
Yeah. So, who was your favorite wrestler when you were growing up?
Oh, that's a tough one. Now, probably overall, Triple H is probably my favorite wrestler, and I love Eddie. Gets a special mention. I think he obviously was taken before his time and could have done so much more. So he may have surpassed, but I think Triple H. I think I felt the most disappointed. I'll tell you a story. I felt the most disappointed whenever I didn't get a photo with Triple H.
Right.
So they all used to stay in the Hilton in Belfast, and I knew a guy behind the bar, so we always used to book a room, stay there, have a good laugh with him and whatnot. So they had a big security guard called Todd, massive guy, and me and him just got on. I was a big lad, he's a big lad, we just had a bit of banter. And so Triple H decides he's sitting at a table like Ric Flair or Arn Anderson and all the top brass, and no one's going anywhere near them. Like, don't interrupt that table. So Triple H decides he's going. And my other half had got really friendly with William Regal. So Regal comes over to me, and obviously we'd already talked, and I told him that Triple H was my favourite one. And Regal just leans into me and he goes, if someone wants a picture with Triple H, now's the time. He's going to be on his own in the lobby. So I go towards the lobby. Your man Todd sees me. He looks around. There's no one about. Me and him have a sort of decent relationship, so he gives me the nod, like, away you go. So I'm like, Hunter, can I get a photo? And he turns around, and he literally is about to go, yeah, no problem. And as he turns around, a group of about 15 people come in the front door of the Hilton, like, and nearly mob him.
Oh.
And he just goes, "I'll get you tomorrow, mate." And off he goes. And I turn around, and Todd was as heartbroken as me for me not getting the picture. He was just like, "Oh." So obviously I'd gone on about how I like Triple H the most. But yeah, Eddie gets a special mention, but probably Triple H.
Well, I'll tell you a story. When I was about 10 or 11, so it would have been around about 1990, my father worked on the Great Northern Building, and I was in school, and I sees my mum walking across the classroom, no outside, and next thing the teacher was like, "Oh, Kevin, you need to go home, your grandfather's not well." And I'm like, "Oh, my granddad, you know." And I went to mum, was like, "Come on, quick." And I was like, "What's wrong with my granddad?" "Nothing, come on, quick, quick, come on, come on." She says, "Need to go downtown to meet your daddy." And I goes down to town, get black taxi then, down the black taxi. Out, and the dad's in the Europa, in the bar, and there's about 3 or 4 of them standing drinking. I never guess who I met today. Who? Bam Bam Bigelow and the $1 Million Man. No way. I'm like, "Oh, your dad was near fighting with Bam Bam Bigelow because he pushed past him and your dad went for him with the $1 Million Man in between them." And my dad was like, "They're all up the stairs in their rooms." He said, "So we'll wait here and we'll try and get to meet them."
Brilliant.
And we were sitting looking out the window, and I just sees this taxi pull up, and Bret Hart gets out of it, and I jumps. "Daddy, there's a hitman!" He's like, "Calm down, calm." And he walks out into the foyer and just goes, "Bret, can we get a picture, please, with the wee man?" And I'm just standing there, like 10 years of age, just gawping at him, and the pictures didn't come out. It was back in the day,
No way.
before the old. And I
You had to wait.
I was heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken.
Oh,
So,
God,
going then back to the early days of JDP, then why or how did you start training?
so I was actually training kickboxing. Me and DJ, unbelievably, have been mates since we're 7 or something, like probably even before that. But me and him were training kickboxing, and the same club that ran the kickboxing. A guy came to me in school who did jiu-jitsu in the same club. It was like mixed martial arts.
Yep.
And he was basically saying, "Oh, did you hear they're doing a wrestling show?" I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So they're doing a wrestling show here, and then the club sort of handed free tickets or whatever, and then it never came to be. Something happened. People fell out. Happens all the time. People fell out, and the guys who were training under this kickboxing club went and just started their own. There was a couple of guys who trained over in England and whatnot, so they started their own, and then I was kind of left. I was like 16 or 17. And the guy who ran the club had no interest in wrestling.
DJ was still 7.
DJ was still 7 inches high.
Yeah.
So the guy who ran the club was kickboxer. He didn't really care about wrestling. So he kind of like, yeah, you book a venue, you pay for a venue. And I was like, I'm 17 years old.
Yeah.
I barely have a job. What's going on? So a couple months later, I was 18, definitely. I'm out in the piss, and I run into the guy, Stevie Shaker. He was known, Stephen Ferguson, who was running the UCW at the time. And he said, "Don't waste your time with them. Come and train with us in Cumber." So I did, and that's how I started training. And then, yeah, UCW, we're running shows Kings Hall and then Welly Park Hotel. That's how I started.
So, have you any memories of your first training session? And can you remember what the first experiences were?
Yeah, a lot of cardio. Like, it was on, gym mats.
Yeah.
In a leisure centre. No crouch mat, no ring, no ropes, no nothing. Bumping on a hard floor, and a lot of cardio. But loved it.
So, what was the hardest thing for you to learn or to pick up?
I mean, it still is. I'm still really bad at it, but obviously I'm past it now, so I don't really care. But promoting yourself.
Yeah.
Like I think I picked up wrestling really naturally and creatively as well. Like when I started wrestling for UCW, the guy who owned it decided that he wanted to have a creative team. And because I'd come up with several ideas that he'd put on shows, he put me in this creative team, and it caused chaos because I wasn't an owner.
Right.
And there was 10 owners or whatever. It was insane back then, kid. Or Franco. You can cut that out. So when he wanted to put me in the creative team, people lost their minds. So I created heat without me even doing anything. But yeah, the hardest thing for me is promoting yourself. Someone, you'll know who it is, says selling yourself is like the devil's work. And I couldn't agree more. It irks me.
So, For someone looking to get into wrestling, what would be your best bit of advice that you could give to them? Or someone who wants to start out in a Titanic beginner's course?
Just literally come down. You don't need anything. You don't need anything to prepare. Just be prepared for hard work. That's it. Like, we do 100 squats a class in the beginner's course, and that is like a must for me. I don't care what else you do.
Yeah.
100 squats when you get in the door, and it's nothing more. It's not about cardio. It's not about fitness. It's just, do you want to be here?
Yeah.
That's it. Once you get past the beginner's course, everybody who's doing beginners, there's no more 100 squats. It's just the beginners.
The squats.
That's it. So what I'd say is, like, you should be in decent shape. Like, if you're sitting on the couch for 10 months or a year, you're not going to walk in here. You'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
But you're not going to walk in here and, be main eventing.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you need to do. Just, like, if you want to be a wrestler, sign up, come down, try it. And if sometimes it's not for you, that's grand. But sometimes it is. And you've been here, you know it.
Oh, here. I wish somebody told me about the squats beforehand, because I got pulled up a tolerance to them, because the first 2 weeks I could hardly walk.
But that's it. That's the test.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you want this?
Yeah.
Well, then come back.
So, what's the best bit of advice that you were given when you started out? And can you remember who gave it to you?
I mean, the best piece of advice I've ever seen or heard or received, it wasn't to me personally, but it was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he's basically, you can have the best character in the world, you can be the most charismatic, you can be, out there, go forward, but you need to have your mechanics. Your basics need to be rock solid, because that's how you get exposed. Like, there's, listen, the guys here are amazing, but there's always a few that want to run before they can walk, which is okay, but that ain't going to get you on a Titanic show.
When you're saying about being exposed, it brings me back to the William Regal Goldberg match.
There you go.
And
a great example.
Yeah.
Of Regal doing very little and Goldberg being completely lost.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like, basics are number one. I drill the basics all the time.
Yeah.
Because everything else is easy. If your basics are rock solid, everything else is easy peasy.
So you are quite an established wrestler, I would say, on this island. You've wrestled with length and breadth, but you've been a owner of Titanic. You've been an owner of PWU.
Pro Wrestling Ulster.
If you did it all again, would you do anything different?
No.
No?
I don't really live with regrets. Like, there's obviously stuff that I look back on and I'm like, yeah. But ultimately, I am very happy where I am right now. Like, Titanic is unbelievable. Like, the talent here is ridiculous. Like, someone actually asked me this question the other day. Well, how would this compare to the talent, like, years ago? I was like, it's not even close. Like, years ago, we were crap compared to what we are now. Like, but I think that's the business. It's evolved.
Yeah.
But also, like, the guys here, like, it's insane. The feedback I get from training, me taking training myself, it's unreal. Like,
I mean, I thought we posted up on the Facebook not that long ago whenever I seen the price of the tickets for Monday Night Raw in the Odyssey, and for somebody that has 2 or 3 kids that they want to bring with them, it's going to cost an absolute arm and a leg. And there's so many kids out there that are going to want tickets for Christmas. And I put up, go to a local show. You will get so much more for your money. The kids will enjoy it. So Titanic just had 2 completely sold out shows there recently. And I could guarantee now, if you went and asked any kid there, would they come back again? They would be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I believe in our product as well. Like, I think our product it's the best.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm biased, like, but like, people send me stuff all the time, looking bookings.
Yeah.
Titanic's the best.
So, we talked about your wrestling the length and breadth of the country. I know you've been to France and Scotland. Very recently. Is there anywhere that you would like to go and wrestle?
No, not really. I'm good. The question should be, is there anywhere you would like to go on holiday?
Yeah, I know you like your holidays. So anyone that knows anything about Northern Irish wrestling will know that you are the brains behind Titanic. But how did you end up becoming a promoter?
So I was touched on it earlier. I was invited to be added to the creative team in UCW, and loads of people didn't like that. So uh, the I'm not really sure how it was structured, but there was a few owners, and Stephen was the head, and I think he had enough. He was done. So the rest of them decided, instead of doing, the show in the same venue every couple of months,
Yeah.
number, they decided they were going to do like towns around the place, and change the name from Ulster Championship Wrestling to Universal Championship Wrestling.
Right.
And we did like 2 or 3 shows. Didn't really work. The owners all had lost interest. I think we were left like taking training every Sunday. I basically just was left to do it myself.
Yeah.
And then I decided that I was going to start going back to what we were doing with UCW. I started Pro Wrestling Ulster. I used the Ulster Championship Wrestling ring that was stored where we trained. They weren't using it, and this caused a whole lot of commotion as well. So I bought it off them and started Pro Wrestling Ulster. Someone gave me some money, and then once I made enough, I paid them back. So then I owned the ring, started PW, built it from 10 people in the Lone Rugby Club to 500 in Europa. And then I became disillusioned.
Right.
Other stuff was happening. Ruthless business. Didn't enjoy it. So sold Pro Wrestling Ulster. So basically, the minute it stopped being in Europa, I did no longer own it anymore.
Right.
And then I watched it just be buried into the ground, like my baby, so to
Yeah.
speak. Not just my baby. There was loads of us, but I was kind of the only one left. I was kind of pissed off. So I watched it being burned to the ground. It was pretty depressing. So I was done. I was gone.
Yeah.
And then that was me out and done until, I don't know if you were going to ask me this question, but I'm just going to lead on into how Titanic started. I'd went to Blackstaff months prior because there was no training school. PW was down on its ass and there was no training school. And I was looking around for spaces, and the guy said, "Oh, we'll have this space," and blah 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 blah. Nothing really worked out. I was like, "Right, no problem, bye." And then after PW had died, I just got a text message from this guy from Blackstaff, and it's just a picture of the ring. And he's like, "Do you want to buy this?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And then made a deal that was good for me.
Yep.
Because I was very disillusioned that I could walk away at any time. But after like the first beginners class came in, I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I just built it from there.
So
Miller Moon, the milk to drink when feeling blue. Miller Moon for flavors. Which one's for you? Strawberry, banana, chocolate, cookies, and cream. Miller Moon, we love you.
what would you say is the main differences then between PWU and Titanic?
Well, I think there was a lot of egos in PW, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like it was built on egos. There was not a lot of talent and a load of spaces, and now it's the opposite. There's a load of talent and not a lot of spaces. Like we had to go from going one show a weekend to 2 shows a weekend just to fit all the talented people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
Talent wise. But worse for me as a promoter having to decide who's going to be on shows.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I see it. I see it in this room all the time. Now, I'm not sucking up to you, but you have in my mind, a very creative brain that comes through in a lot of your promos and your in-ring antics. Have you always been that way, or did you have to learn that?
I think it's just, who I am. A lot of stuff that happens on the fly. Like, I don't plan loads. I don't want to. I mean,
Yep.
how
I mean, I told you that the match that we had at the Fela,
Yeah.
myself and Jacko against you and DJ, Jacko was just blown away in the car on the way home. He was like, "How easy was that match to set up?"
Yeah,
It was unreal.
I do get that a lot. I
Yeah.
actually wrestled a guy in Dublin there, and it was first time playing a new gimmick, and it was in front of a WWE talent scout, so he was like super nervous, and we did it, and he was like, "Mate, that was one of the easiest things I've ever had to put together." I was like, "It doesn't need to be complicated. Like, if you're
Yeah.
doing a main event and you want to do crazy stuff, yeah, absolutely, but like, know your place in the card, know exactly what you're doing. Like, I'm a comedy tag team, so that's what we're doing, but." I'm going to give this wee thing away. I didn't want to do it, but I want to. So, at the last Jeepers Sleepers,
Yep.
we're in the ring, and the standard has interrupted the buys and the stars. And the plan was, let's just see what happens. Let's get in each other. I wanted them two lads to get in our faces, but let's just see what happens. So while we're in there, Kieran and DJ are screaming at each other, right? And Ronan is looking at me, and I just look at Ronan, and I was like, "Ronan, push me on my ass as hard as you can." And he does it, and it just cuts the room.
Yeah.
Like, it completely, it's exactly what I wanted. But I was not planned. And when I came back, I was like, "Lad, sorry, I had to call that because we needed something just to kill the segment."
Yeah.
You know? Not that it was ending badly or whatever, but like, people, we needed a whoa,
Yeah.
or something like that.
I actually watched it in the back, and the whole room in the back was like, "Whoa!"
So that was not planned.
Yeah.
Never even thought about it. That just came to me in the moment. I thought, Big Ro needs to push me right now.
Yeah.
He needs to be like Kieran and DJ are like screaming at each other, and we're the two big lads.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, let's just do that. I did it, and I was just like, okay, perfect. Yeah, really good. But yeah, so I just think I watch a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore, but I have watched a lot of wrestling. And I watch a lot of variety of wrestling. Like, I go on YouTube and just search Japanese wrestling, see what comes up.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And just being around creative people helps too. There's a lot of creative people in this room. Like, I don't have to tell people a lot of stuff. Like, go and do a promo. This is what I want from it, and then I'll get this great promo back most of the time.
I have spoken to Mohan before with a few ideas, and he was like, "Do I think you should pitch that to JDP?" He's like, "Oh, I'm banned." I said, "I'm banned too."
These are all banned. That's a lie, by the way, folks. You should pitch to me all the time. The worst you can get is me going, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's nothing personal. Like I said, there was guys on training on Monday, and like, I've plans months and months ahead, but they can always change, or I leave spaces for, and I said to a couple of guys, like, you pitched something a couple of shows ago when I got you on the show.
Yeah.
Do it again, please.
Yeah.
Pitch me something.
So, you have shared the ring with some of the biggest names in this sport, the likes of Drew McIntyre and Eric Rowan, just to name a few. But who has been your favourite, and who had you for your money's worth the best ideas of setting up matches?
I mean, Drew was really good.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually learn a lot from my match with Drew because I was in hospital 24 hours beforehand. I was promoting the show. So I was just in and out, trying to deal with all other matches and in and out. And they'd tell me something, I'd be like, yep, and then that. But Drew came to do a seminar like a couple of months later. I have a good relationship with Drew still to this day. And in that instance, he basically, the seminar was just, he just grabbed someone and just started coming up with a match on the fly. And then grabbed someone else and just come up with another match on the fly. There was no real bumps or anything. It was just discussing. Yeah. And he basically says, I always want to try something I've never tried before. Going back, there you go. There's a piece of advice, actually. So, Austin, yes. But Drew, I always want to try something. So, every time I go into a match, I'll say to a guy, have you ever done this? No, let's do it. And they'll be like, what? no, let's do it. So, Yeah, I like sort of changing up and stuff. But Tuck is the answer, Tucker. Like me and Tucker had it off. Someone got injured. Me and Tuck had to come up with a match. The music had already hit. We called it on the fly in there. And a good story about that is he rolls me back into the ring, and then he tells the ref, "Tell him Ric Flair, Jackie Chan." And the ref goes, "Tuck just said Ric Flair, Jackie Chan." I knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Ric Flair bump off the top rope, and then his Jackie Chan rolling kick where I duck, and then he actually kicks me in the head anyway. I was just like, Tuck is the man. Like, I could literally, Tuck could walk in here and we could go and have 20 minutes easy.
No, I actually talked to Tucker recently on the show, and I had said to him that I refed him and LJ Cleary's match in one of the Titanic shows in Contour, and I learned so much from that. Just seeing how them two interacted in the ring, and it blew my mind. It was just I took so much away from that match alone, but made me a lot more comfortable whenever I get into the ring as well.
LJ is another one actually. Like I wrestled LJ when he was 15, and I've wrestled him maybe 10 times since, and again, easy peasy.
Yeah.
Very talented boys, aren't they?
So I had a question in my mind there, but it completely went out. Sorry, yes, Drew McIntyre. Match you wrestled with him. I remember asking Tucker one time, I seen a spot that Drew McIntyre did, and I asked Tuck how he did it. It was the triple threat one with the slingshot and the ball shot.
Yes.
And he says, "Oh, ask JDP because we done that." And did you come up with that, or had you seen that?
So Drew had did it on a house show just before it got released,
right,
with 3MB.
Yeah.
And he, literally, we were the first. I'm pretty sure he might have wrestled in America.
Yep.
But after it got released, we were the first place he wrestled. It showed up in ICW.
Yes.
He didn't wrestle there. He wrestled on our show for the first. Like, people flew from England and all. It was insane. But I am very proud of that spot. Right?
Yep.
Because I've seen it done a lot of times. But when I watch it, my timing, if I do say so myself,
Yep.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because Tuck does a sunset flip. I reach down. Like, I actually like slap him as if I've stopped. I stand up. And as I stand up, Drew picks up his legs and touches me slightly. And I like turn around, like confused, like, what are you doing? And then you can see my face realizing, oh no.
Yeah.
And then I look down and Tuck's head comes up. I love that spot. I absolutely love it. No, it was Drew's. It was Drew.
I think it was that I asked you how it worked and you explained it to me. And I was telling, I think it was Franco and Jago had heard about it. And that Sunday there was a match, a triple threat training match between Jago, Krangle, and Stunning Stew. And they done the spot, and the three of them just looked at me outside the ring, and I was fuming. I was like, "You pieces of shit! You knew I wanted to do that. Yeah, I wanted to do that.
You should have said JDP said I can have that.
Yeah. So, how many matches do you think you've had so far over your career?
Absolutely no idea. I'm the opposite of Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Sometimes DJ has to remind me that I've had matches.
Yeah.
My brain is fuzzy. 2000?
Yeah.
Maybe 2000.
And who would you say has been your favourite opponent to wrestle?
I've had some good matches with Tron.
Yeah.
Back in the day. When he got signed, we did like a loser leaves time. And I can't find the footage, unfortunately. But it was really good. DJ as well, obviously. But I think Tuck is the answer again. Like, that match that we did off the cuff is, even though it was like 30 people in Derry.
Yeah.
Literally, like, I was never buzzing so much after a match because it's just like, mate, we just went out there and called that on the fly, and it was all the hits. Like, we got all our stuff in and all. Like, but yeah, I think Tuck.
So, not only are you the promoter of Titanic, but you also take a lot of training sessions. Do you find it easier with small groups or big groups? And what's the one thing that annoys you when you're taking training?
So, smaller groups, obviously, is the answer. I don't mind big groups.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of variety then. And you could be in there doing something, and someone will be out here and pick something up by the critique that I give you, or
Yeah.
see you do a move and go, oh, I like that, but I'll make it my own.
Yes.
So with big groups, there's a chance for people to be more creative and learn more. But with big groups, it's like a youth club.
See, I've said this before in the show. I used to enjoy the smaller groups because you got to do a lot more. And I like to think from when I started out, I'm a lot fitter now than I was back then. But I find I get blown up a lot easier now. So I sort of prefer the bigger groups because you can get that wee bit more of a rest. And as you say too, you're always watching, and there's always something.
Well, you should be anyway.
There's always something that you can pick
but
up.
The only one thing bad about the big groups is it turns into like a youth group where there's like chatting. I'm critiquing somebody over here.
Yep.
And there's maybe valuable stuff going on, but people are having a chat about something. Which can be annoying. But listen, I can't. It's their loss, really. They're not.
Yeah. So whenever you started out, did you have any expectations?
I wanted to be hired by WWE.
Yeah.
But it didn't take me long to realize that that was probably never going to happen. If I had been on the up now,
yeah,
might have given it more go. But I really like food. Like really, really like food. It's really hard for me to not eat loads of food.
The biggest part of my training that I struggle with is my diet. And I've probably told you this before, but I would go out and I'd buy the wee healthy meals. I'm not a big into the meal prepping and stuff, and I would buy the wee healthy meals. There's about 7 that'll do me all week. And then Mrs. Franco will go to me, do you want a wee Chinese? And I go, no, I'm having a wee meal, but I was going to order just a wee something small. I go, right, okay, well, and then she hands you a plate with a mountain on it, and you're woofing it into you, and you're going, stop giving me this, we don't have to eat it all, And prime example, Tuesday night past there, she ordered the 2 boys pizza for their dinner, and I had a wee meal, and I was just taking out a pizza. I was buy one, get one free, so I got you a pizza as well. Stop it.
See, that's it. It's all the women's fault. You're right.
Oh, 100% everything.
Laura, if you're listening, it's your fault.
Yeah, I can say what I want because I know Mrs. Franco won't listen to this. So, are you happy with what you've achieved in wrestling?
Oh, absolutely. Like, highly successful promotion, then another highly successful promotion and training school. Like if this stopped right now, someone was like, right, wrestling's over, no more wrestling, I'd be pretty happy with what I've achieved.
Yeah.
Already. But I'm still going. Like I'm still, as you said, I've wrestled in France and I've wrestled in Scotland, and that's not because I want to wrestle in France or Scotland. That's because I want to create opportunities for people in Titanic wrestling to wrestle in France or Scotland. And not just me, like they've done it themselves too. But like, that's what I'm attempting to do here. Like if you see me wrestling anywhere, yes, actually I will answer that. I'm terrible at this. I told you it was terrible. Country I want to wrestle in is Malta.
Yeah.
Because I love the country.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the country. And there is a promotion there called Malta Pro Wrestling. And they have like Tajiri over and stuff. And
right.
Stuff like that. So I want to try and get over there. They only run like 4 times a year though.
Yeah.
Get over there at some stage when they run the show and meet the promoter and maybe create a relationship there.
Yeah. Are you ever noticed whenever you're out and about doing everyday things?
Me?
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's ridiculous actually. And maybe not as much anymore because I'm not, I'm old now. I'm not out and about.
Yeah.
In the town as much. But it used to be like my missus hates it. Like it used to be terrible. I used to have a chant that was Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash.
Yes.
JDP.
Right.
Used to walk down Botanic Avenue. JDP. All the time.
Because it wasn't that long ago I was out shopping with Mrs. Franco when we were in Lidl. And when we walked into this, just in the front door, a wee kid just stopped dead and went, "Mummy, there's Franco from DNA." And Mrs. Franco just did not know what to do. And I just walked up and fist pumped the wee guy and walked on. And I was like, I don't believe this. What do you want me to do?
Exactly, that's how it is.
And he sort of followed us around the shop, kept looking at it. And I was like, do you want a picture or something? He was like, yeah. When we get your phone out. So, what has been your favorite matches in Titanic?
The Titanic. Uh, I did a strap match with Ozzy Harris that opened the show after a night out where we had 25 whiskies at the least.
Oh,
Probably more. Jack Ritter, he'll be able to fill you in on the actual numbers. But I also did a dive in that match. It was very good. Obviously, the Iron Man with horse is probably creatively for me. Like, horse just let me do whatever I wanted. I was like, right, horse, we're going to do an Iron Man. You're going to go 5-1 up. And he looked at me and I was like, trust me.
yeah.
Leave it. You know, I want to do this. And we thought, then we just come up with creative ways and like loads of different dirty, sneaky ways he could go 5-1 up.
I actually remember watching that match, and I remember you hitting your finisher on him, and him kicking out, and I was like jumping up. What? What?
Got you.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say I'm a seasoned performer, but it even got me, and the whole room was like, "What? No way!"
Yeah, well, then that's done my job. Of hooked you in.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll tell you a story about that Iron Man. So I was nervous going into it because obviously I hadn't done horses an animal.
Yeah.
And I hadn't. I mean, I'd probably done 30 minutes, but I never really thought about actually doing 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see it on the entrance. I'm like,
yeah.
But then at the end, I was like, I could go another 30. That was easy.
Yeah.
You know, because it was just so. Working with horses is easy peasy too. But when we went backstage, I went to one dressing room because all my stuff was there, and horse went to another.
Yeah.
And when I went into my dressing room, I was there by myself, and like, I think PBD had brought me something like a sandwich or a burger or something just to eat straight after, and I was just sitting on my own in my gear eating my burger. And then I come out. I think maybe you and maybe Kieran were the only two people that interacted with me just then.
Yeah.
Good match, boss. Thanks. And then I actually left the venue thinking, that was crap.
Yeah.
Until I seen Horse on Tuesday, and he's like, "Oh," when I walked into the change room, standing ovation, everyone was applauding. I was like, "Oh, brilliant! That's all I need to hear."
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to be there. I just need to know that
I think
it was worth it.
You always remember in that match. I came out the change room. I want to watch this, and I thought, where can I stand where I'm not in the way? And about halfway through the match, it was like, "Will you move? You're in the way." I was like,
So, and in Titanic, I would say that Iron Man horse, or second, the strap with Ozzy. That's singles anyway, like tag.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime we've wrestled the stars is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I tagged with Tron as well for a while.
Tables, leathers, and chairs against the standard was a good one. Was another good one.
Yeah, the setup and all for that was really good.
Yeah.
Really good match.
So, what do you like to do outside of wrestling?
Not much. It's wrestling in the brain. I've got obviously a full-time job as well.
Holidays and
that's it. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
What do you like to do outside of wrestling?
Go on really expensive holidays.
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. And eat food. You're right. Yeah. I have to go on an American road trip at least once a year.
Yeah.
Last year I did it twice, which I'm very proud of. Oh no, not last year. This year I did it twice, which I'm very proud of. And then next year I'm going to try and hit 30 theme parks. I'm a big theme park enthusiast.
Yeah.
So I call it Theme Park 2026. And I'm going to try and get to as many theme parks as possible. Because I'm getting old, Kev.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're preaching to the converted. So, as a wrestler, what do you look for in an opponent?
Well, I mean, someone like the opposite, pretty much.
Yeah.
You want the opposite. Like, there's many times where people want to book me against people who are like me. I'm like, we're not going to we'll have a match.
Yeah.
We'll have a good match, but we're not going to have a great match. We're not going to be able to bounce off each other as much. Big versus small, good versus bad.
Yep.
Fast versus slow. It's the history of everything.
Yeah.
It's not just wrestling. one of my favorite films is oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. It's too early in the morning. Enemy of the State. I
Yes.
just didn't want to make it. There's one Enemy at the Gates as well.
Yeah.
Enemy of the State. It's Will Smith and Gene Hackman. And there's a bit where he says, we need to use our enemies' strengths as their weaknesses. So they're trying to run away from the government, and they're big and we're small.
Yep.
They're exposed and we're hidden. And that's what I like to see in a wrestling match. It's the
Yeah.
opposite. So,
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
big versus small, good versus bad, or they're going to get the best matches.
Yeah. So, next question is, as a promoter, what do you look for in a wrestler?
I've been asked this question a load. I did a seminar in Scotland, or it was a tryout, and 10 of them asked me it, and I was like, nothing. Like, I am not looking for anything specific. You just go and do you.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you how I think you could improve you. Or if I love it, I'll be like, that's what I love. There's nothing I'm looking for. So I don't go in and go, right, I need you all to do this because that's what, basics is maybe the answer. But ultimately, like, if you're a big, massive monster, clown, for instance.
Yep.
I don't know if you know anything about them. You're not going to be doing Hurricane Ranas off the top rope. You're not going to be worrying about wrist locks.
Yeah.
So, no, depending on your gimmick, or gimmick's such an outdated word as well.
Yeah.
Depending on your character. Nothing. I'm looking for nothing in particular.
Yeah.
You just do you. Ask me for critique.
Yep.
By all means, and I'll give you it. But I'm not looking for anything in particular.
So, what's the best thing or move you've seen performed inside a wrestling ring?
Wow, that's a good question. The best thing I've seen performed inside a wrestling ring? I'll tell you a story of how it became one of the best sequences I've ever seen.
Yep.
So I went to a thing called the King of Europe Cup. I can't remember the year, 2003 or 2002 maybe. It was in Europe, or it was in Liverpool.
Yep.
It was 2 nights. I'd love to remake this, by the way. It was 2 nights. It was a 16-man tournament. And all the guys were represented by companies. So Rhino was there, and he was representing TNA.
Right.
And Matt Seidel was there, and he was representing IWA Mid-South. And Doug Williams was there, and he was representing some British company, etc., etc. Nigel McGuinness was in it, all these people. El Generico, Sami Zayn, was there, and so it was Cesaro versus Chris Hero in a first round match, and whatever way the ring was set up, I think it had like a spring in the middle, and they were hitting the corner so hard that the spring came out, so the bottom of the ring fell out. Now obviously the canvas was tight, so the canvas kept it up, but like there was a hole in the canvas, not a hole, but like a dent, and Cesaro hit his finisher on Hero in this dented canvas. 1, 2, 3, that match was finished. They're like, oh, guys, give us 10 minutes, we'll fix it right. Next match. So the next match was Matt Seidel versus El Generico.
Yeah.
And for the first 10 minutes of that match, they avoided the center of the ring. They tied up by the ropes. When they whipped them off the ropes, he stopped and tiptoed round the dent in the center, hit the other ropes, tiptoed back. They were going for a pinfall in one corner. They got the ref to run right the way around on the ropes, 1, 2, 3, and it built up to Seidel just giving Generico a back suplex in the center. And as he picked him up, he's like, "You're gonna die!" He drops him, and Generico starts selling it like he's been killed, and then like sort of comes out of it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not dead." And then they just go into this like fast running spot where they're like bouncing the ropes like springboards and everything. I was like, one of the best matches. I've met Seidel a couple of times, brought him over, and I told him like this is literally one of the best matches I've ever seen live.
Wow.
Because of what, again, it literally just happened 5 minutes beforehand. And they managed to not only get loads of creative stuff in, but also get the ref on board.
Yeah.
So he was also selling the fact that the center of the ring was hell.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Very good.
So I know in today's day and age, everything is money. If money was no object, who would you like to bring in for a Titanic show?
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, like
Anybody you
anybody
want,
at all,
anybody,
even if they're signed.
even if they're signed. Yeah,
Cena before he retires.
yeah. Harry Ellis, yeah.
um, Triple H, but he can't. Who would I? Okay. I think I'd like to bring in Charlotte Flair
Yeah,
because I think, especially now recently, that she's teamed up with Alexa. I think she's really finding her groove.
yeah,
Like I always thought she was money, but finding out that she actually has, like, she's that unreal really opened the door. Where she was like, "Oh no, I was really nervous." Like, what? You're Charlotte Flair? How are you really nervous? You're Charlotte Flair.
yeah.
But ever since Alexa, I think like she's really top for game. Like her,
As you say, the two opposites in
yeah,
that team.
yeah, big, small,
Yeah,
like,
really works.
so woman, Charlotte Flair definitely. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, if I could,
Yeah.
I'd have them all. I'd have them all. Cena and Charlotte is my two. We're going with right now.
Who would you have in wrestling?
I mean, if it didn't let talk wrestle Cena, I think it would probably hurt them.
Yeah, it would hurt talking more.
Yeah, and then, well, Charlotte, she's a baby, so she has to wrestle a heel. So, I mean, it's going to have to be Madame Director.
Yeah. So Tucker, we just spoke about there, has made it as far as WWE NXT UK. Myla Grace has made it to Japan, WWE NXT, and now TNA. Are they the two best wrestlers that JDP has produced?
Well, also Tron
Tron,
has made it to Florida Championship Wrestling before NXT was even a thing.
yeah,
Tron was signed for Florida Championship Wrestling. So I mean, I will never take credit for any of that
yeah,
because they're their own. I am happy to aid them in their journey,
yeah.
but couldn't possibly take credit for either of them. They've done it themselves. Humble as always.
Yeah. So, is there anyone present company excluded, obviously, that's in the Titanic ranks right now that you see on a weekly basis that you think yourself they could go far? You don't need to name names because you don't want to
I'm
give
not
away a
going
big
to
head,
name names, but there's definitely a few.
Yeah.
There's a few that I actually think are. I urge them.
Yeah.
To do more, promote themselves. You know, as I said earlier, I'm terrible at it, so I was like, come on, let's go. Now there's a few that I just realize they're not going.
Yeah.
That they're Titanic, and that's what they're. You know, they might go down.
Some of us are happy being Titanic.
Yes, absolutely.
Because some of us know at their current age and their body won't let them do that much, but they're quite more than happy living the dream in Titanic.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that too. But there's definitely a few that could make it if they wanted to.
Yeah.
More than a few.
So, where's your favourite venue to wrestle in?
I mean, I wrestled in Ulster Hall.
Yes.
And that was pretty cool.
DJ told me about that.
DJ did the Cruiserweight Lumber Gauntlet in the Ulster Hall.
Yeah.
It was very good. I wrestled Tron and Frankie Fever in a tag match. It was very good. Very good. It was fun. I also wrestled in the National Basketball Arena in Dublin.
Yeah.
Years ago for NLW. On a show with Sheamus, and that was
fun.
That was interesting. And then we ended up going back and all sleeping in a flat, Sheamus and all.
Yeah. DJ also told me about that.
Oh,
Waking up with Sheamus sleeping in Halloween.
Yeah. DJ got a message once when Sheamus won the belt. Got a message once saying, "How does it feel knowing that you used the WWE champion as a pillow?"
Brilliant.
But yeah, National Basketball in Dublin was pretty good. And also Hall.
Is there anything that you'd like to do in a wrestling ring that you haven't been able to do or had the chance to do?
Cage match.
Yeah.
But I'm too old. And I wouldn't, if a cage match were to happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take that away from someone else.
What is the best thing about being a promoter? Because I'm sure there's 101 things that drive you crazy.
So my brain kind of works like that. I'm always thinking, like, me and Tony have like a spreadsheet where I'll put the card up just so he can do graphics and whatnot. But I change the card that often. Like I'm always
Yep.
tweaking and twiddling and figuring about because my brain's always coming up with something new. The best thing about being a promoter is just like watching the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it. So someone will say, "Here, I want to do this," and I'll be like, "No, no, no, you should do this instead." And then seeing them do that and getting the reaction they want, or something like
Yeah.
that. Or, yeah.
So you are at the moment currently one half of the Titanic Tag Team Champions with your lifelong friend DJ.
Yep.
How many titles do you think you've won over the years?
No idea. No idea. Probably a 2 or 3 time PW champion, All Ulster champion, several tag team champions. I was a Scottish hardcore champion for 25 minutes.
Resolution champion?
Oh, Resolution, yes, that's right. Not that many.
Not that many,
10,
really?
15, yeah, 15. Oh, it was RCW tag team champions?
Yes, that's right.
And, I mean, that counts as a tournament. And I won a tournament as a tag team. Hi, Butch.
So, how did you and DJ meet? I know you said you were only kids, but was it at school or?
Yeah, I was in 11 Carryduff initially, and I went to primary school in Carryduff, P1 and P2, and then I moved to East Belfast and moved schools. So it was like me and DJ just met in school in P3 and hit it off.
Yeah.
And I still my mom still has photos of my 7th birthday where me and DJ are holding brushes pretending to cut promos.
Really?
Yeah.
So, tell us something funny that has happened to DJ. Something that he wouldn't want other people to know.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Straight off the top of my head. So, we used to train in a place called Ardna Valley.
Yep.
It's like a scout
centre.
Yeah, up in Beaver. And we basically just had run a hall, but we had to set the ring up like every week. So training would be like for hours and hours. And we decided like we'll run like a student show. So we'll get ones who aren't making it onto the big shows, and we'll do a show in there. And because me and DJ are there every week, we'll wrestle anyway. So I can't remember the exact match, but I just look around and DJ's not about. I'm like, I think we might have been wrestling 2 girls. And it was like, again, it was comedy, stupidness. And I look around, DJ's not about. What the hell's going on? And then I just see his head come up from the side of the other side of the apron, and he wipes his mouth. He was literally, he was so gassed, he crawled under the ring, threw up, came back out, and continued the match. And I'll tell you what, that is not the last time he did that either. He's done it again.
So this is now my favourite part of the show. It's called Franco's Heat Sheet, and it's designed to get you a little bit of heat, and anything that makes you look bad here is going to make me look good. So,
okay.
You said you grew up primarily in East Belfast. Franco grew up in North Belfast, and we've done a lot of things that were illegal back then. But did you ever drive a car whenever you didn't have a driving license?
No.
What's your favourite animal?
Oh, I can't choose between a cat or a dog.
When's your partner's birthday? You can just give us the day and the month. You don't need to give the year. So we get your weight.
I mean, I know it all. 21st of
October. Tucker or the Dark Horse?
Oh, wise up. I've just been. I'm going to say Dark Horse just because I spent the whole episode putting Tucker over.
Yeah.
Horse.
What was your favourite subject at school?
Maths.
Who do you text the most?
Probably DJ and Kev the ref.
Yeah. What's the one thing that you miss from your childhood?
Walkmans.
Walkman's brilliant. Name a four-letter word beginning with S.
Shit.
What's your favourite shop to shop in?
Little.
What's the last thing you bought online?
Blackout sheets.
Was that what was in the bag?
No, that's a new canvas.
Oh.
I bought blackout sheets for the house because I've moved my office to the conservatory, and the sun just
Kills you. What's your lazy go-to dinner?
Five Guys.
If you could have one car, what car would you pick?
If it was 5 years ago, a Ford Mustang GT, one of the nice fancy American ones, or an old one like a 1955 one, but now because I'm old and I can't get down that low, one of them big pickup trucks.
Yeah. If you could what's your favorite superhero, or who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
What never fails to make you laugh?
My animals.
Most annoying Titanic wrestler.
Blake Richards.
You have to strip a current Titanic champion off their belt. Who do you strip?
Me and DJ.
I think this is an easy one. Best friend in Titanic.
DJ.
Who would you most like to have a beer with?
Sitting with Franco. You. Well, since I've already had a whiskey with Undertaker, I'll have a beer with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Who was your childhood crush?
Jet from Gladiators.
A lot of people won't remember that. Maybe a few Googles. JDP, I just want to say thank you very much for coming today and having a talk with Franco. It has been very enlightening for me. I've really, really enjoyed it. Again, thanks so much for coming and taking part.
No bother, man. Absolute pleasure.
And I just want to say to everyone listening, stay tuned to our socials for updates, and we will drop a wee guest to guest again on Monday. So please take care of each other and watch out for one another. And thank you very much for listening.
Step by step through the wrestling tale, Franco's got the stories that never go stale. With the champs, the underdogs, the dreamers too. He's walking and talking just for you. Walking with Franco, stories unfold. Wrestling hearts in a ring of gold. Walking with Franco, legends alive. Every step's a suplex in time. From the streets of Rome to the locker room door, every walk's a match you can't ignore. Grapples and glory, the highs and the scars. Franco's footsteps are chasing the stars. Walking with Franco, stories unfold. Wrestling hearts in a ring of gold. Walking with Franco, legends alive. Every step's a suplex in time. From the streets of Rome to the locker room door, every walk's a match you can't ignore. Grapples and glory, the highs and the scars. Franco's footsteps are chasing the stars. Walking with Franco, stories unfold. Wrestling hearts in a ring of gold. Oh, gold. Walking with Franco, legends alive. Every step's a suplex in time. From the streets of Rome to the locker room door, wrestling hearts in a ring of gold. Walking with Franco, legends alive. Every step's a suplex in time. From the streets of Rome to the locker room door, every walk's a match you can't ignore. Grapples and glory, the highs and the scars. Franco's footsteps are chasing the stars. From the streets of Rome to the locker room door, every walk's a match you can't ignore. Grapples and glory, the highs and the stars. Franco's footsteps are chasing stars. From the streets of Rome to the locker room door, every walk's Life's a match you can't ignore. Grapples and glory, the highs and the scars. Franco's footsteps are chasing the stars. He's got the moves and the pasta charm. A gladiator's heart with a wrestler's arm. Through the ropes of life, the stories climb. Franco's walking and it's prime time. Walking with Franco, stories unfold. Wrestling hearts in a ring of gold. Walking with Franco, legends alive. Every step's a suplex in time.